I am certified dog trainer and behaviour consultant Nancy Creedon, and in this video I want to show you guys how to teach your dog to walk nicely on the lead without pulling your arms out of the socket. So obviously what we want here is the dog to be beside you, not pulling far ahead, and we want to do this because walking dogs that pull on the lead is not fun. It's not pretty and it's not enjoyable for you, and it's not enjoyable for the dog. If we can get your dog calm and walking nicely on the lead, it means that first of all they're going to be less reactive, they're going to be less wound up, and they're going to be nicer to other dogs that they meet. And next up, it means that they'll be more in control of their behaviours, so they won't be out of control frantic. Instead, they'll be paying attention and listening and thinking about their behaviours. And then it means that we're going to be that little bit more comfortable instead of having our arms pulled out of their sockets. So teaching your dog not to pull on the lead has many, many benefits for you and for the dog. So breaking the training into steps means that it's going to be much easier for you guys to accomplish at home. So the 4 steps that we're going to use for teaching the dog to walk nicely on the lead is, first of all, we're going to get the behaviour. So can we get the dog beside us for a few seconds? Once we've done that, we want to name the behaviour. So we want to tell your dog that when you're beside me and we're walking forward, you're doing a heel. Then what we want to do is increase that behaviour. So we want to make it that little bit harder and get the dog to really figure out that, ooh, I got to stay beside mum or dad for good things to happen. And then what we're going to do is we're going to request the behaviour. So we want to start teaching the dog that when I ask you to heel, it means stick beside me, walk nicely, and we'll get to the park. What we'll do at the very end then is increase the challenge, because walking nicely on the lead is all well and good in the kitchen, but when you see the park ahead and there's lots of dogs playing, your dog's more likely to want to get there. So I'll show you what to do in that situation too. So step 1 of get the behaviour, what we want to do is have your lead loose in one hand, your treat on the other hand, and have the dog on the side of the treat. What we're going to do is pop the dog in front of the dog's nose and walk ahead. Usually if you walk in a circle, it's easier. Keep the dog on the outside so they've more to travel. And once we get the dog moving forward in a couple of steps, following the treat, give the dog the treat. That's all they need to do initially. They need to win and see, oh, I just followed the treat and good things happen. So stage 1, you're going to have the lead loose in one hand, the treat in the other, and the dog on the other side, and just see, will the dog follow you for a few steps. So treat on the nose and see if they'll follow. If you're moving in circles, keep the dog on the outside, because that way then they have more land to cross. Good girl. So she can follow me. Next step then is to name the behaviour. So lead in one hand, loose, dog on the other side, treat on their nose, walk a couple of steps, say heel, walk another couple of steps, treat and praise. That way we're telling the dog what they're doing is called heel. So now I'm going to tell her that what she's doing is called a heel. So back to the start, get her to follow me a few steps. Heel, good girl, good girl, good girl. Repeat that step lots and lots of times. Then move on to step 3, where once you've done the name the behaviour stage several times and your dog is happy enough to walk along and you're starting to build up to a good 20-25 steps, we're going to increase the behaviour. So we're going to make it that little bit harder. What I want you to do here is start having an extra treat in your lead hand and start putting the treat hand into a fist. Do the exact same thing. Have the fist in front of your dog's nose. Say, walk a couple of steps, say heel, walk a few more steps, and then give them the treat from the other hand. So they're now starting to learn to just follow along beside you. They're still kind of following the treat, but instead they know the treat's coming from the other side. They just know to stay here, stay by my owner's side, and good things will still happen. So now I have treats in my lead hand, and I also have this treat in a fist. So, good girl. Heel, good girl. Good girl. Just a couple of steps, stop, and reward from the other hand. Good girl. Same thing again. So treat in the fist, my actual treats in my other hand. Good girl. Heel. Good girl. And then reward from the other hand. Good girl. So with the increase the behaviour stage, we want to build that up slowly. So initially, one treat in the lead hand, another treat in the fist. Have them follow the fist for just 4 or 5 steps. Do a couple of steps, heel, couple more steps, and then the treat from the other hand. That way then they're learning that it's really easy, just follow that fist and good things still happen. Build that up to a good 20-25 steps again, and then we move on. So stage 4 is request the behaviour. This is where we want to make sure that the dog actually understands what heel means. So stage 4 then is to request the behaviour. So we got to be able to ask our dog to walk nicely on the lead. What you're going to do here is have your treats again in your lead hand. Make sure your dog's paying attention. With the treat hand, which is now empty, you don't need to have a treat in the fist, but you can still hold your hand in a loose fist anyway, because your dog's familiar with following the hand. Make sure your dog's paying attention. Tell them heel and start walking forward. Just do a couple of steps, stop, treat. Repeat that again and again, gradually increasing the distance that you take the dog on the walk. So, once she's ready, I'm going to ask her at the start of the behaviour to do what I want her to do, and then I'm going to get her to walk along beside my hand and then reward from the other hand, keeping it short at the start. So, Daisy, heel, good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl, and treats, good girl, you got it, good girl. That's your dog learning how to walk nicely on the lead. They now know that heel means stay by my owner's side and good things will happen. You want to start building that up to real life now. So usually the biggest distraction will be the park up ahead with all their buddies where they want to go play, go swimming and so on. What we want to do is put something desirable ahead. So what we'll do in the training is put the dog's bowl of food up ahead, and then we go back to doing our training. We'll do exactly what we did in stage 4 of request the behaviour, except this time, anytime your dog pulls ahead, we'll stop. We'll wait for them to pay attention to us. We'll request them to come back into heel using your food reward to get them into the position, but they will not get the food. The reward now is moving forward towards the bowl, towards the park, towards your friend, towards whatever they want to get to. You can use your food to get them into the position, but then they don't get that, they get to go forward. Take another few steps forward. If they pull again, stop, wait for attention, ask them to heel, put them in the position and walk forward again. So she's going to want that treat. Come here. Come here, Daisy. Come here. Sit. So she's going to want those treats. She wants to move forward. I'm going to tell her, heel. Good girl. Good girl. And then if she pulls, I'm going to stop. Call her back. Daisy. Back into position. Good girl. Heel. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. The goal here is to make sure that you're consistent. So if you let the dog pull on Tuesday and then expect them to walk nicely on Wednesday, it ain't going to happen. What you can do though is, if in some situations they're allowed pull, pop them on a harness when they're allowed pull and put them on their flat collar when they're meant to walk nicely. With loose leash training, you've got to be consistent, so stick at it and work hard, and your dog will benefit, you'll benefit, walks will be much more enjoyable and everyone will be jealous of you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to find out more about different dog training techniques, click subscribe below, and you can also find out more on our Facebook page, Nancy Creedon, Dog Behaviourist. So thank you for watching.